All right, so I wanted to record a quick video about this article, which came out on LinkedIn. It's from someone named Matt Schumer, and it went like totally viral in the last couple of weeks. It's called Something Big is Happening, and it's just kind of talking about the pace and the speed at which AI is changing and evolving everything. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. I'm not going to try to summarize it because I think there's it's really well written, so it's worth the read. So go check it out. I'll include in the comments, but I think it highlights a lot of things that I've been seeing, which is just the pace at which AI development is moving, like the sheer speed that things are happening at is moving so fast. When I say AI development, that's like AI tools that are helping you maybe code faster or do different things like that, or build or anything like that. Like what used to be work that you touched on a day-to-day basis, writing a Python script or writing SQL statements, you can now kind of hand that off to an AI, be it a Claude Code or any of the other different tools that are out there. And it can build you like a full project very quickly, which is pretty intense. I've done this a few times now, and I've been able to build things much faster than I would have to go from like idea into actual real project. And that can feel really tough, I mean, is the best way to describe it, because the work that you used to literally type out line by line is now being completely automated. You don't know how all the things are happening, but it's coming back and it's working. And it's moved so fast from like even in the 2023, where you could do this in the chat interface and you could kind of piece code together, but it wasn't great and it kind of worked. Into 2024 and 2025, like it got better and better, and you could build projects kind of even in a chat interface. Then once these coding interfaces started to come out, they can build and automate files and think in kind of concrete steps. Like it's just taking over everything. I've seen this in the geospatial space a lot. Like there's people that are building full-scale applications. They're building map applications. Even in ArcGIS, they're doing this with Claude Code. Everybody is doing this. And now I'm seeing that people are actually asking for very specific job postings with these skills included. Like they want people that can build with AI tools. Like that is now a job requirement. And this is really, I think, scary for a lot of people that maybe if you've been in the industry for a while and you're used to doing things one way, this is kind of like disrupting everything that you're doing. Maybe it's if you're just leaving school, what does that look like for you? And were you even trained on these skills? How do you start to handle this? And this is what the article has some doom and gloom in it, but it gets to this at the end, which is like, what do you do? Number one is understand the landscape of what's happening. You don't need to understand every model, every change. If it's, if you're going from 4.2 to 4.3 or whatever that is, I don't even know the numbers now. Just know what's happening and what you can do. That's number one. Number two, start learning how to use these tools. Like this stuff is going to keep moving and growing. I don't know what it's going to look like in the future. I don't know if things are going to change, whatever. Start familiarizing yourself with what's taking place, right? I'm actually at the LinkedIn Learning headquarters, like writing a course on how to build spatial applications, integrating AI and data and stuff like that. So like the timing for this was really kind of crazy, but learn the tools, right? You definitely have to kind of come out and understand, here's the things that I can do, here's what's there, and here's what's achievable. Number three is learn how to construct a project that's like resilient. You can't just go in and ask it to like build this cool map application. Be very specific. Like the projects I see are most successful are the ones that have well thought out architectures. You're choosing the tools that you want to use. You're not just letting it pick for you to say, oh, this is going to be a GeoJSON here instead of PM tiles. This is going to use, PostGIS instead of DuckDB or SedonaDB. This is going to use, this web interface or whatever that is. You need to decide that. And then you need to give it specific skills. Like you're almost orchestrating like a team. Think of you as like a manager and you're saying, I have maybe a front end skill, and you write a skill for that. You maybe have a specific, back end programmer that's doing that. You can build the projects iteratively over time and all these different things. You really need to start learning, building, and developing that. And then build a wider skill set than just a narrow view of your career. What do I mean by that? It's like you have a lot of skills beyond your geospatial and GIS experience and stuff like that. But you can also have AI development. You can build agentic applications. You're also think architecturally. Maybe you have project management and build those different things, and understand that there's a lot of other stuff you bring to the table personally that you should really be focusing in on. So really, really, really start to expand what you do and how you do it and stuff like that. I think that's really important here too. So now specifically, if you're a younger person, recent graduate in school, stuff like this, now is the time to do this, because like this stuff is not going to get taught right now. I know programs are starting to do that. You got to take some steps to learn the stuff yourself and realize at the same time, like I think one thing in the article, it said like your dreams are closer than they think, which is a little bit fluffy. But you can actually build stuff faster, like the stuff you might want to create or build. Like now is the time to do that. And I was graduating around the 2008 crash. Like there was a lot of stuff changing. The software space was kind of exploding. So many companies were created just because people could build and scale. And there wasn't this like limitation on like, here's what things should be. We're at that space right now where you can actually go out and try things. If you want to build a mobile app, nothing is really holding you back from doing that. If you want to build whatever that is, the next geospatial application or machine learning pipeline or whatever that is, go do that. Like just do that, talk about it, share it. Now's the time. Like I think more than anything, it's a really, really, really important time to do that. So that's another tip that I would actually do that. And then start to adapt this habit. Like I think just kind of getting in the rhythm of this is going to be important. There's so much hype around like the AI is going to wipe out jobs and stuff like that. And I think that's like, you can read the article, there's like a big promise of like, oh, well, to get your ROI when you buy AI products, you have to get it from somewhere. So it's going to be from removing people. And there's going to be changes in the job market. A lot of it right now is just actually getting back to normal hiring levels from when the pandemic and there's all these massive overhirings. So I think that jobs are going to take a lot different form. They're not going to look for very specific people doing very specific roles that AI might be able to accelerate. You need to be the one that says, I can be the one to help the AI accelerate that and do that. And I bring this diverse skill set to the table. The employment in geospatial in the future is going to look like, a lot different. You're not going to need, the same kind of rinse and repeat GIS analyst type of role. You're going to need people with specialization. So lean into that, really focus in on that. I think it's a really freaky time because of all the stuff that's coming out. Very exciting time as well. So those are some of my thoughts. I hope that was helpful. This is just kind of a big rant video, but hope you enjoyed that. And let me know in the comments what you think about this and what you're doing.